Look like we're working to me. Alright, cool. So, what we got going on today? What do we got going on today? Well, a couple of things. I went to Pokemon World. Duh. Pokemon World's the World Championship. So we'll open up some stuff that I got from that, which should be pretty fun. And we're going to build some Conquest Nords. Because they are also very fun. Conquest Nord models that I've gotten so far have been really, really nice. Because I picked up two things. I picked up the 5th anniversary starter box, because the 5th anniversary starter box is, oh my god, I've got all these little paint blobs everywhere. All my current paint time has gone to working on a project for one of my interns whose last day was Friday. So any hobby time I had last week went to working on that for him. Hold up. Some error. Gotta fix it. Twitch is being dumb. Give me 1 second. That's annoying. 1 second. 1 second. I gotta fix this because Twitch is being dumb. There we go. Okay. Sorry, Twitch was being dumb and decided to block chat, so I had to go unblock it real quick. So yeah, the 5th anniversary starter box. Ba-da-ba-ba. This thing is sweet. You get all kinds of stuff in this. So, the reason I picked it up, though, is it's essentially like a taster kit for all the Nord monsters. So these are basically one kit from every one of the monsters that's in the entire line. And cost-wise, you essentially pay for 3 of them, and the other 2 are free. So I was like, that's a really good deal, right? Because I don't ever see myself buying the ogres or the Yatnar, actually just outright buying them, but I was like, those would be fun to paint and neat. It'd be cool to just build them and see what they're like and all that. But I see myself outright buying these 3, so I was like, oh, I'll get those for free, why not? You also get a measuring tool and stuff, which is kind of cool. It's not the highest quality thing ever, but it's neat. So yeah, we're gonna work on building some of those today, and we're gonna talk about Pokemon Worlds. So I started building some of the werewolves out of this set, and man, the painted models do not do these justice. They are way freaking cooler than the painted models are. Sorry, I messed everything up. There we go. Trying to not give you so much beard cam. So yeah, they are way freaking cooler than the painted models on the box. There's just so much cool detail in them, and each one of them has 2 alternate arms and two different heads. So this guy can have that head, or he can have this head. So it's pretty cool that there's a whole lot of options. You can see there's a whole the ears are different, the nose is different, the face is different. It's pretty sweet. Right, and he could have had, is it this arm? He could have had that arm, or there's another one for this one. I don't know if I've built it. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. And this is the other one I built. and he could have a different arm for this and a different arm for that, and a different head too. So each one's got 2 head options and 2 arm options. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. This guy's got his cute little earrings, so we'll probably build the third one of those. The other thing I built is actually not from that that 50th anniversary box. It's from this guy from the First Blood box. It's pretty sweet. These are the Oof something. They're the wolf guys. In the box, you're gonna get 2 sprues of these. So you're gonna have wolf guys, and then you can build a sprue of bear guys too, which is what I'd recommend you do, because the way they go together, it makes more sense to do it that way. Because like the options and stuff you have, and I'll show the sprue off and all and everything. I'll do an unboxing for that. I really liked the unboxing where I had some like where I had some like built models before I did the unboxing. I thought that was really fun and neat. So I'm going to try to do that again. So I'm going to still do an unboxing, but instead of having just sprues, I'll have the models, because then I can talk about them, right? Because these guys have, of course I'm holding the stupidest one. These guys have a bunch of like interesting options for putting them together, so it's nice. Already building them, like pre-building them, I can talk about that, right? That'll give me a way to still stream it without having to make it like a standalone YouTube video, where I have like cuts and edits and stuff. Because I like making those, but the streaming is also fun, right? Like it's fun in different ways, to be honest. So 50 on one hand, 50 on the other. So I think before I get into the building, I think we're going to talk about Pokemon Worlds. And I'm going to show off all the crap I bought, because I bought a whole bunch of crap. I did not buy a $500 5-foot-long Arcanine plush because they didn't have it in stock. But yeah, I'm going to super admit, I am actually a giant sucker for pins. So if you've got pins, I'm going to be about it. And they're really cool. Their pins are really nice. Like you could feel the different levels and stuff. It's really cool. So I got this guy. The backings are really nice too. They stay on their themes. They've got the little Pikachu ears on them, right? Even on the metal, you can see on the back, it's got like little Pikachu faces. It's pretty cool stuff. So they're really, really nice. I've been putting all my pins on the shelf directions. How do they work? Over here somewhere. Over here, you can see a whole bunch of them. That's all my Battletech pins. That's where I've been putting them. So yeah, I am a sucker for pins. I'm not gonna lie. So I got Arcanine, I got Growlithe, I got Nidoking, I got Paris, because you can't kill me in any way that matters. There's like a video meme about that that's really funny. And they had this cool Cloth pin. I like Cloth. He's such a stupid crab, but I love him. Whenever he comes on the battlefield, he's just like, Ugh! It's so good. It's like, I feel you, buddy. So I got some cool pins for theirs. And then I got some of these guys. So I kind of wanted a really like big Buizel or Floatzel plush, but they didn't have them. So, but they had these guys, and they're a little lopsided in the bag still. Just gotta straighten them out. But they're like with little weighted bottoms. They're kind of like, if I'm super honest, they're kind of like Beanie Babies, but Pokemon. I just thought it was neat. They had a whole bunch of different ones. They have a little tag that's not useful in any meaningful way. But yeah, I thought they were cute. They had like a ton of different ones, which is really cool. However, no Floatzel and Buizel, which made me sad. Big sad for that. Um, but yeah, they're pretty cool. They're a little jacked up in the bag, so they're gonna need a little bit of straightening up. But the stitching on them's really nice. They're pretty cute. There's a Growlithe. And in honor of Hawaii, I got Zangoose. He also looked like he had like the best design, if I'm completely honest. They put a lot of work into him because he's supposed to be a mongoose, which is kind of weird because he doesn't really look anything like a mongoose. He's got little toe beans there, but yeah, he's pretty cute. Not gonna lie. And then I bought a whole lot of gifts for other people. Just silly kind of bits and bobs. Nothing super serious or fancy. But I got a lot of gifts for other people. And then I actually got some Pokemon cards. Because I haven't bought Pokemon cards in a long time. I thought it'd be fun to open them up. So this one has like some kind of weird Suicune with a weird like long ass neck. And this is some kind of like darkness bear I don't recognize. Maybe it's an Ursaring, some kind of evolution of Ursaring, I don't know. But yeah, these were like the new ones they had out, so I decided to pick up 2 packs and figure out, and open them up, see what we get. I haven't bought actual Pokemon cards in a million years, so I'll probably pull out like the one ring and not even know it, you know what I mean? But I thought it'd be fun to do. Come on. Yeah, I got my husband these magic cards that are all like furry animals. They look really cool. He hasn't opened them yet though. Oh, what is this? Oop. Pokemon Live. Redeem your rewards. Alright, it's got a code on the back so you can't see that. Da-da-da-da. What do we have? We have an energy. Ooh. Ah, shiny Miraidon. That's cool. He's cool. That's the legendary from the last game. We've got a lab. Oh, Ghastly. Wow, that's really cool. Look at that. Look at the shiny on that. That's on the, like on the bottom here. That's really neat, the patterning there. That's cool. We've got a Shiftry. That one's a stupid Pokemon. I'm sorry if that's your favorite Pokemon. And a Great Tusk. These are all ones from the new game. I know these. Ah, it's Bronzor. He's like a shield. He's also kind of sorry if Bronzor is your favorite. Victini. I actually don't know that Pokemon at all. It's like a weird Pikachu clone with wings on its butt. Okay, sure. Wow, what is that pose, Raichu? That's a pose. Is it supposed to be like rolling in the grass? Weird. Oh, and we end with Mr. Mime. Everyone's favorite. Good old Pedo Mime. That's what everybody wants. Pedo Mime. Alright, let's open the one with the cool bear on it. I know the picture on the packaging doesn't actually make a difference, but there are these cool cardboard sleeves now. I wonder if this is so the cards don't get bent. That's pretty cool. Alright. I know there's people that like open card packs like professionally, and then they like, what they'll do is they'll like take a donation and you like, that donation like buys you the next card pack, and then like they'll open it on camera for you and like grade it and then send it to you. Which is kind of interesting because, I mean, really what it's doing is it's essentially giving you like friends to open the cards with and people to like get excited about with, which is actually kind of a cool idea, like conceptually, but it's also kind of exploitative, but we won't go there. Alright, let's see what we got. We got Water Energy. We've got a shiny Monkey Dury? I don't know that one at all. I don't know that Pokemon. Hey, Poliwhirl. I know Poliwhirl. Oh, look at that cool... The cool, like, water shininess on there. That's cool. Whoever designed that, they did a really good job. Oh, and it's a shiny... I'm assuming that's a trainer card. Yeah. The person, I was like, is that a person or a Pokemon? They kind of look like a Pokemon. Oh, Arn Bundle. Okay. Myena. It's the evolution of Poochyena. A Lucky Helmet. Hey, Phantump. I love Phantump. Because Phantump becomes the big tree, which is cool. There's an Eevee. So fancy. And a Froakie. And last but not least, we got a Vulpix. That's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty fun. Mr. Mime is really gross. Nobody likes Mr. Mime. That's a really cool one, though. I like that one a lot. So yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I just thought it'd be fun to open them up. Oh, on stream. And that was my Pokemon haul. To be honest, Pokemon Worlds is pretty awesome. It was just like a fun... I don't know. Like, it was a... Because apparently there was like a full ticket you could get, and it was like more of a convention. Mine was more of a... It was like the free kind of like just go in and you can use the shop kind of thing. That's right. I got to move this, otherwise it becomes too dark. Which is okay. And it was really neat to get to see it, right? There was just something kind of like exciting about that many people there excited about Pokemon, right? Because I went with my friend and his kids. So he took his whole family, which was really cool. It made me feel less like a weirdo. Although, to be honest, most of the people that were there were actually older, which was kind of cool. Just to see, like, I don't know, more people kind of like my age still kind of into it was kind of neat. And it was also just, it was neat to see, like, you know, because my friend took his kids, right? So, you know, to see the... Sorry, I'm kind of at a little bit of a loss for words. To see the fact that people were still excited about it, right? Like new people, like kids and stuff, were still excited about Pokemon was really cool, right? Because Pokemon was a big part of like my childhood. I say my childhood. I was probably like a teenager when I really got into it. I have no comprehension of adulthood. I apologize. But as I say, as I sit here playing with plastic soldiers, it was just really cool, right? Like, to get to see, like, you know, like 5 and 6 year olds and stuff being really excited, you know, because, oh, it's a Growlithe or whatever. That was really neat. And I feel like the Pokemon event did a really good job of that. Kind of like capturing that excitement for Pokemon. I feel like it did a really good job of, because you so anybody that doesn't know, it's in the Hawaii Convention Center, which is a very nice convention center. So the entire convention center is actually open air, which is really cool. So it's kind of like glass all in the front, but it's actually all open, and there's like a waterfall inside that kind of cools it down, which is pretty sweet. It reminds me a lot of the one in Pittsburgh. If anyone's ever been to that, there's a similar thing with Pittsburgh where it actually, they have AC, but they also have like, they have natural cooling as well, where they have this big waterfall that's underneath of it. And this is brand new, but totally jammed up. Give me a second. and they have the whole inside like set up with all the just Pokemon stuff everywhere, right? Like banners and standees that you can take pictures with, and like giant Pokeballs and huge displays, and like it's really cool. Just seeing that excitement for it, right? Like seeing like kind of the spectacle of the Pokemon is really neat. You know, and you had all the people that were there playing the card game. You know, they all have their little matching uniforms and stuff, you know. My friend's wife thought that was really cringy, but I was like, that's so cool. So, you know. But it was really neat, right? Like, getting to be excited. So, you know, you get there and you line up and they let you go in, and the store, once you get to it, is pretty big. It's an entire ballroom in the Hawaii Convention Center. It's the entire upper ballroom, which is one of the two biggest ballrooms. It's like the second largest one in the building, so it's pretty big if you think about like a store being the entire size of a convention center. So if you think about like probably your local Comic-Con, their like dealer hall, if you think about that, that's the entire size the store was, right? Which is really cool. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, how does this go? Let's see. Does it go like... Ah, there it goes. Just like that. See, with the conquest models, they always just fit together so well. You just have to figure out how they like where it's supposed to go, because the instructions kind of suck sometimes. But I mean, it took me what, like 15 seconds to figure that out. It wasn't the end of the world. You know what I mean? And I mean, part of modeling is figuring out the instructions, right? Like, if modeling wasn't part of the hobby, like, they should just give you colored miniatures out of a fucking box, right? But it's not, right? Part of the hobby is the modeling, so if the models take a tiny bit to put together, I don't mind, because I enjoy that part. That's the part I do the most of, really. And I'm going to be super honest, that's the part that everyone does the most of. I've never met someone that plays more than they actually hobby, except for the people that just play with unpainted armies. And I am not about that life. I like my dudes being colored. That sounded wrong. I like my models to convey the story of which they are intended. Anyway, so you get up to the store, right, and the whole thing is themed like you're under the water, right? So there's like coral and rocks, and like, you know, there's all these standees and like wall pictures and stuff of Pokemon like swimming around and stuff. It's pretty cool. The whole thing's like kind of like island themed. There's like half a boat in there that is like pulled a Snorlax up in a net. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like, as an event, right, to get to say that I did it, it was 100% worth doing. Could I have probably bought everything I bought just on the online store? Yes. Would it have been the same experience? No. So, like, there was all these people there, like, scalping and stuff, and I'm like, guys, Like, everything I got, I probably could have just bought online. I think there's like 1 or 2 exclusive things at the convention that I got that you can't get online, but like all the stuff that I showed off here, you could already get online. So I don't know, but there was like people like legitimately scalping. One lady was just standing there, just filling a bag up with little Clefairy plushies, and I was like, Jesus Christ, lady, you're buying like $1,000 in Clefairies. But whatever. To each their own. But yeah, it was a good time. I kind of wish I had known there was like more of like a full ticket thing, because I probably would have tried to get one. My friend, coworker, he tried to get tickets to be a spectator for the card game, which I think is kind of cool. But they disappeared like instantly. I think they were like not a thing I think you paid for. I think you just signed up for it, but they were just gone instantly. So, but yeah, if you had one of the full tickets, there was like a bunch of demos for upcoming stuff and all kinds of weird little stuff like that. Yeah, see how well this goes together? Man, these conquest models are fucking great. I've been on this conquest kick like a mofo. This weekend, though, I'm gonna actually get my 3D printer set up, because I haven't used it since I got pneumonia really bad, and I'm basically entirely over that now. I still have a cough every now and then, but it's mostly gone. So I'm gonna try to get back to doing some of the stuff I like to do. So I'm going to try to get the 3D printer up and running, and what I'm going to try to print is a whole bunch of terrain for Dead Man's Hand, actually. I want to do like a cursed mine, so all my like cultist abominations and stuff, they have like a place to live. So when I run little campaigns, it doesn't always have to be the cultists attacking the town. Like, you know, the townspeople, if they win the campaign, maybe it can be like, fuck it, we're going to go fight them in their mine, you know? Something like that. So looking forward to that. So it's actually the My Mini Factory sale going on right now. So if you are interested in any 3D prints, now is a good time to look at them. Because, oh, look at that, he's like roar with his hand. Now's a really good time to look for them, because a lot of things in the store now are 50% off. Now, not everything is 50% off, but a lot of things in the store are. So I picked up the some terrain that I've had kind of like on a watch list for a while. I picked that up today. I'm going to try to get that starting to print out, so I can do like a cursed mine. I think I'm also going to try to pick up the train terrain, and we'll do we'll see if we can do a game like set on a train where they're trying to like rob it or some crazy shit. That sounds like really fun. This Dead Man's Hand is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a really good game. If I'm super honest, it's been like my game of the year this year. It's been so good. Yeah, look how good that goes together. Beautiful. Alright, let's see. We have 2 head options. So there's a big old beard head and a less of a beard head. Clearly we know which one we're picking. Clearly we are picking the big old beard head, which looks like it's 44, 45, and 46. Okay, and the other one is 43. We're going to build both of them just because I'd rather have them in my bits box like built than unbuilt. Same thing with his extra arms and stuff. We're going to build all those too. Because I don't really want to throw this sprue in there when there's like two bits on the sprue. You know what I mean? I'd rather clip the bits out. But we'll go ahead and we'll glue them together, because that way If I ever need like a monster hand or a monster arm or something, it'll be much easier to find a complete usable kit bashable version. Alright, so this is 44. This is going to be part of his head. So yeah, so the body poses are pretty much the same for each one of these. But what changes is going to be the heads and the arms. You're going to have optional arms for each side, and then optional arms or optional heads, 2 different heads for each body. So you should be able to make a lot of variation if you end up having a lot of these models. I don't know how many you'll actually have, but like if you have 2 sets of them, so if you have 6 of them, you should easily have enough variation to make them all look different. Let's see, this is 42. Okay, so that's part of that one. Okay. Oh, stretchy, stretchy. I guess I got a trash pile over there. We'll just put it over there. All right. Do we got any nubs or anything? A little bit. A little bit. There we go. And on this side, do we got nubs or anything? Nah. Okay, good. All right. So... And honestly, you can never have enough werewolf heads, to be honest. Like, having more monster heads is always a welcome thing in my book. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so that's one head option right there. It's pretty sweet. I'll put that over to the side. Build this hand while I picked it up impulsively. It has a giant nub. There we go. And we'll just build this one since I also impulsively picked it up. And then we'll build our actual head and put our guy on his base. Yeah, apparently people come from all over the world to come to these Pokemon things. Which is understandable because it's pretty cool. But like, I feel a little bit like I lucked out that it was, you know, just down in town from me, you know, not that far away. And I'm kind of curious where where the next one's gonna be. I wonder if it's always these kind of like destination kind of places, right? Because let's be real, for a lot of people, that's what like Hawaii is, right? Like it's a vacation destination. It's like a, you know, it's the kind of place that like, you know, they plan like an entire trip for, right? Like you'll save for like a couple years to come out here kind of thing, right? If you don't live here, like, so you can just have this like big vacation, and that's super cool, you know. But like an event like this, like the Pokemon thing, you know, that would make people choose this vacation, which is kind of cool, right? Like, you know, maybe they come out a week early, or something, like a couple days early, so they could do Hawaii stuff, and then, you know, they've got the Pokemon event like in the weekend, and then they, you know, they have a couple more days and then they go home or something, right? Did not mean to do that. So yeah, it's just kind of cool, you know? So it's neat that it's here and I can just be like, oh, I'm going to go down to town after work today. Dun 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 dun. There's our head. Oh, getting more beard cam. just really neat, you know, kind of lucky. Kind of lucky, kind of lucky. Alright, and then we can put our head on our dude. Bonk, just like that. Oh my god, why did I pick the head that, like, is having trouble staying together? Stop it, damn it. Oh my god, stop. Stop. Okay, Conquest, Parabellum. This head does not go together very well. No, okay, there it goes. It's fine. Just gotta be a little gentle when you put it on. Yeah, there he is. Stalking around werewolf. Wow, you have a massive collection on that shelf. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. Battletech, Warhammer, 40K. There's some Kings of War down the bottom. Dead Man's Hand, Bolt Action. I move around games a lot. And I'm going to be super mega honest. I'm a big ol' anxiety mess. And pretty much the only thing that calms me down anymore is hobby. So, yeah. I'm not playing video games with my husband. I'm hobbying. Like, that's how I'll spend my time. I don't really watch TV. I don't really watch, like, movies and stuff. This is just what I do with all of my time. If I'm not specifically playing games with my husband. Even, like, video games and stuff, I almost never play them by myself anymore. I really just play, like, with my husband. So, like, yeah. All my, like, actual, like, just me alone time is all hobby now, so yeah, tons of stuff. I've got a whole bunch more in the garage, and I've got big glass cabinets in the living room that are filled with a whole bunch of armies. I got my Wadroon out there. Tons of Star Wars Legion out there. Tons of painted Gundams. Yeah. And you're, this is kind of the way of a, like a gay, childless, neurodivergent, like, IT professional, right? Like, I've got the money to buy toys, and painting all my toys and stuff calms me down, so fuck it, it's what I do. Alright, so let's see, what do we got left on this sprue? We've got some more hands we can clip out. I'll just clip those out to get them off the sprue. Bonk. And then we've got another head we can put together. But yeah, I don't mean to imply that I'm complaining about my life. I fucking love my life. It's amazing. 10-year-old me would think I was like the coolest person in the fucking world. So, like, yeah, I feel like I'm, you know, doing a good job for sure, but yeah, definitely, you know, not the norm, you know? But yeah, lots of armies, lots of games, and use it all for OPR or, you know, Warhammer if I wanted to. Right on. I'm getting into hobbying more lately. Just picked up some Space Marines today. Nice. Which Space Marines did you get? I've got a whole bunch of Space Marines. I actually just I posted photos of it up on Instagram. I don't have it anymore. I actually spent all my hobby time this week making some Space Marines for a coworker. His last day was on Friday, so I I thought he was going to be around for a little bit longer, and then he was like, "Oh, my last day is Friday," and I was like, "Shit!" And he told me this on Monday. I thought he was going to be here for like another 2 weeks, but he was not. So I spent all my hobby time this week building him Death Watch kill team and kit bashed them all so that like whatever chapter they're from, they had like stuff that related to it. So like the Space Wolf chapter, they the Space Wolf guy had like Space Wolf bangles and stuff hanging off of him and all that kind of stuff, right? Like there's an Imperial Fist who had a whole bunch of like gear and extra armor plates. That kind of thing, right? Like each one of the Death Watch was kind of themed to the group they'd come from. So I spent all my free time making that for him this week. And it went on a big display base with a bunch of orc rubble and dead orcs and stuff. I've got photos up on Instagram, but obviously I don't have it anymore because I gave it to him on Friday. Wow, look how cool that face is. It's really cool. Infiltrators. I'm going to paint them up as raptors. Nice. That's a fun chapter. And infiltrators are fun. They're the ones with the like cloaks and the sniper rifles, right? I actually have a sprue of them right over there. I need to put together at some point when I'm in a Space Marine kind of mood. Ugh. But right now, I want to crack open more of this box. And we're going to break out some more of the First Blood stuff. So, I built the wolf guys from this First Blood box. And this is what's left for the bears. So, it's pretty cool. They're going to have 5 different big axe options. And then some heads. I do wish on this sprue they would have made the command options not on the sprue. Because I feel like they could have... I wish they would have had a couple more head options on here. I don't feel like they have enough head options on this sprue. But, let's see. What do we got? Let's see. We have... This is the command sprue for the Valkyrs. There they are. So we could do those. We could do the bears. Let's start with the big wolf. We'll find a base for him. And then maybe we'll do the Valkyries. Alright. So this is, I think it's called like a Fenrir Beast. Yeah, Fenrir Beast pack. I actually bought a sprue of these a while ago, but I kind of wanted to like start over on them, to be honest. So since you get some on here, I'm not going to complain. So in this First Blood box, you get 1 big beast, and then you get 14 guys, which is pretty cool, including 2 character models. So you get 12 plastic guys, 2 resin guys, and the big beast, who's obviously plastic. Yeah, so pretty cool. And I say it every time, but huge props to Archon. They do such a good job with these models. I know Archon is not listed as the producer of these models, but they are the ones that make them. They make them for Parabellum Games. And Archon just does an amazing job. They're the people that do the Dungeons and Lasers minis. So if you ever are looking at D&D minis, I would highly, highly recommend you check those out. They're super cool. Huge props to that. And big props for Parabellum, because a lot of these models are really cool. So this Beast Pack's actually a pretty old model, but it's still pretty sweet. There's a bunch of options on here. This guy's going to have optional arms and stuff. And he's going to have 2 optional heads. And he should fit together pretty well if I actually take all the freaking nubs off. Where did I miss a nub? Oh, that's where I missed the nub. See? It's always when you miss a nub that it doesn't fit. It's not because there's like an issue or something. It's because you missed something. See? I fixed the nub, and then he just slides right together perfect. There he goes. So he's going to be a big old beastie beast. And let's see. It looks like he has two... Well, he's got a tail. So let's clip his tail out. Yeah, I kind of wish those other werewolves I was painting had tails. And then he's going to have... this is number 15. So he's going to have 2 head options. So we'll look at those. And then we'll get his arm option, because I think I know which one I already want just looking at the sprue. But it looks like he's going to have a front right arm option. Right, and there's a different head. We'll look at those heads. Kind of like that head. That one's got like a cool mane on it. These things are neat. They're like 7 foot tall man wolf things. Is the so in Conquest, you know how like in Nordic things there's always this idea of like Ragnarok, like the end times, like the world is ending. Well, in Conquest, the Nords are basically living in Ragnarok. Their society's essentially been so screwed up by this other faction called the Spires. Or these like, they're these guys. That's what they are. They're these guys. They're like these monster kind of, like abomination flesh crafters. So their society is so screwed up because of these things, like them making monsters and just like murdering and like it's just terrible, right? Like their society is just completely shot. So they're essentially in this, like in the what they consider like the end game state of the world. Like all their gods are like dead and everything's basically falling apart. Like, you know, that's kind of like the faction, like the situation these guys find themselves in, right? Like the world of Conquest is pretty bleak, but it's not like grim darkly like, or I should say grim derply bleak. You know, but it is like, I don't know, it very much has like a at least in my opinion, it has a very much like Dark Souls kind of like trudging forward despite the fact everything's terrible kind of vibe to it, and I really like that. Because you have kind of like these two main like really bad forces in the world. You have the Spires, who are like the flesh crafting aliens, and then you have Haslia, who used to be the human god, like the god that all the humans worshipped, and has since basically gone insane, and then been murdered, but didn't die. So instead of like dying and getting out of the way so humanity can try to recover, you know, Haslia just stood back up after they were killed. So they're now this like god of like horrible undeath. They were essentially like the god of humanity, like, you know, the Sigmar equivalent. And in helping humanity, they split themselves off so much that they went crazy, because they were trying to constantly meet all the needs of humanity and the like inherent like crazy and bias that comes with that, right? They were trying to do that, and they basically drove themselves insane. But then, you know, they were eventually struck down, but they kept persisting. And now all the people that worship them are basically cursed with undeath. So there's this massive undead army being guided forward by this like vengeful murdered god who like one was going crazy and terrible, but on the same time like you know, like they're kind of like getting back at the people that actually did like try to kill them. So, um, you know, there's some justs there, and it's just really interesting. The world is really really fun in Conquest. I like it a lot. They do these little story things where you can like kind of affect the story by voting in different ways and stuff. So the next faction for these that's going to come out is actually going to be a Spires variant. Alright, so let's see. We can have this arm here, where it's kind of like down like that, or we can have this one here, where he's kind of like pawing. I like the spikes on the back of this one, to be honest, but I think the pose for this one actually looks better. So I think that's the one we're going to do. I really like the spikes there, though. But he's like kind of pulling in a little bit too much, like a lion or something, I guess. It's very much like a lion kind of pose. So yeah, the next faction for this game that's going to come out is one. Well, okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the next faction that's going to come out is a Spires like variant faction. So the Spires, they're those flesh crafting monster people. They have an alternate variant, like a different arm of them, who is they're kind of like insect kind of nature focused. So in another game they would be the equivalent of like wood elves, essentially, right? So less like overt biomancy, more kind of like nature-y kind of magic. And they look really cool. I can't wait to see more reveals for them. I really want like big like insect monsters. I think would be really cool. Alright, so let's see. Which head do we want? We've got this one or that one. This one's got more hair. This one I think is a wider face. I think I like the wider face. Boop. Oh, just like that. Oh, this one also has an earring. Alright, yeah, we gotta go with the earring one. So before they release those, though, they're going back and they're releasing like an extra kit, essentially, for every faction. So every faction's getting either a redone kit from one of their very original kits, because Conquest has been around for 5 years now, which is crazy. Because usually, like, war games like this do not last long. But Conquest has lasted. It's been really good. And it's a really good, like, fun game. And it's been around, which is really cool. That box I was showing off earlier was the 5-year anniversary box, like I said earlier. But yeah. Anyway, so they're going ahead and they're releasing like I think like one new kit for each one of the factions. So the dwarves are getting like a redone kit of like one of their first guys. The city states, who are the like Greek faction, they're getting a Is that where your tail's supposed to go? I guess so. It literally just fits there. Okay. They're getting like this, like these automaton troopers that are really cool. So they're like clockwork soldiers. They're freaking sweet. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's going to be our Wolfie. Pretty much done. Nice and easy. There he is. Big old wolf man, and if you wanted to compare him against the people, yeah, take a big old chunk out you if he go and bite you. And then compare him against one of the like more proper style werewolves. They're even bigger. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, the dwarves got this redo of these like fire berserkers that look really freaking sweet. I might have to pick some dwarves up at some point. And then the city-states are getting these like clockwork soldiers. And the other thing the city-states are getting, because they seem to be doing like a couple of releases really, even though I think it's really only supposed to be one. Everybody seems to be getting a couple. The other thing they're doing for the city-states is these like Poseidon troops, where they're like these like big muscular like water guys with like tridents and stuff. Really cool. I enjoy listening and hobbing along with you. Thank you for doing what you do. Oh, yeah, of course. So it makes it fun, right? It gives me someone to talk at, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe people enjoy it sometimes. So that's really nice. Thank you for saying that. That's awesome. But yeah, there's our big Wolfie. He's pretty darn sweet. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. Oh, let's see. Let's build one more thing. Do we want to build the bear guys, or do we want to build these stabby ladies? Kind of want to build the bear guys, to be honest. Because the stabby ladies, they look like they have all kinds of crazy options. Screw it. Let's build one of the stabby ladies. Let's build at least one. We'll see what we get. Alright, let's build her. There she is. Because I want to see if her, as it looks like her arms and stuff are all interchangeable. Because the instructions give like specifics, like, oh, you need shield X and piece Y, but I don't think that's the case. Because they look like they're just ball and socket. And if they're just ball and socket, then we can put anything anywhere with these models, which is awesome. So these are the Valkyries. There we go. That's 14. And this one's 13. Yeah. So yeah, these there's a lot of like archetypes in the conquest stuff, right, that you'll find in other games. You know, like having Valkyries or having like berserkers are pretty common, like archetypes or stereotypes for like a Nordic inspired army, right? Like you'll see that in pretty much every army that's out there that's like a Nord style army in any game. However, there are some really like unique ones, right? Like the flesh horror, body horror stuff from the oh, my doggo's having a dream. My Doge is out there running. I'd say he's chasing rabbits, but knowing him, he's probably chasing french fries. But yeah, it's like the flesh horror, body horror stuff's really neat, and it's really unique. You know, like you have these chaw cats here, these like cat centaur things that are really cool. We've got guys with like alchemical weapons, which are pretty sweet. You know, and then you get stuff like this, who I'm painting still. You know, and this is the Rakasha. And it's a big fire kitty. Like, it's freaking sweet. This is for the Sorcerer Kings faction. And I absolutely love it. It's just so good. Beautiful, beautiful model. And the Sorcerer Kings are really cool because they are very unique in wargaming. They are very much like, I don't really see another game that has a faction that's like them, because they are very Indian inspired, which I'm going to be super honest with you. India is not a large wargaming market for any company. It's just not. It's just not something that they're really into. Which is fine. That's not a judgment on them. It's just because of that, a lot of other companies don't pull in those kind of designs and those kind of like themes. And it, you know, it makes when some companies do really unique. So like the theme on like his helmet here, for example, right? Like this looks like it's straight out of Thailand, you know. But the base for him is actually like an Indian monster. So you kind of have like this mixing of like Indian, South Asian kind of thing going on. It's really cool. Really, really cool. And I think it's great. Oh man, I had part of bear claw in my beard. Alright, that's good. I'll take that. So for anyone else that lives in Hawaii, Times does killer bear claws. So Times is a supermarket owned by Don Quixote, but it's the like less Asian, more American version. So people that don't know, Don Quixote is like a straight, like literally like you walked out of Japan supermarket here in Hawaii. And there's a couple, I think, on the East Coast, on the West Coast. All right, so we got to put another one together. So we need 28, 26, 29. God, this one's really complicated. Okay, let's do a less complicated one. 34, 35. All right. But yeah, so Don Quixote is like a straight from Japan shopping thing. It's like Japanese Walmart essentially, and we have them over here in Hawaii. And then Times is the owned by the same company, but it's like the more American branded one. So a lot more American brands, a lot more kind of like quote unquote normal food. You'll find them in a lot of like neighborhoods and stuff. Out here, they're a pretty common shopping like thing to see. Because yeah, so like those and Safeways and Foodlands and stuff. But so if you ever go to Times out here in Hawaii, they have literally the best bear claws I've ever had in my life. Their whole bakery is baller, but their bear claws, at least in my opinion, are amazing. And that's what I had for breakfast. It was a Times bear claw. All right. Clean these nubs up. She's got one there in like her armpit that's kind of annoying. There we go. All right. All right. Cool. So yeah. These little First Blood Warband boxes, they're just wonderful. They're just so wonderful. You just get a really nice taster of the models, and they're like $45, $50, something like that. Right, I'm gonna get 15 models out of that box, and you know, I'm gonna get the 12 plastic minis. I'm gonna get 2 resin characters, and I got the big wolf thing. So, you know, it's a really sweet deal. And the models are really nice quality-wise and all. So, all right, let's see. It's telling me 37, 36. So let's find those pieces, and we're going to try that out. And we're going to try putting it on the wrong body, because I want to see if the heads are interchangeable. I'm betting they are, just from the design of them, but I want to make sure. That's why I built 2, so we can try it out. And then we're going to grab 41 as well. 41's a spear arm. 30, 41. And we'll try that one out too. So these are the ones that says we should go to the second body we made. And we'll see if these are interchangeable. A lot of the models for Conquest have interchangeable stuff, but it's not like Warlord games or War Games Atlantic, where you know it's going to be interchangeable before you open the box, right? Like anything you get from War Games Atlantic is interchangeable with literally everything else from War Games Atlantic. It's just how they're built. So like you can, or you know, any of those like true scale 25 millimeter models, right? Like you can legitimately take stuff from Stargrave, and you can take like, you know, World War II stuff from Warlord games, and it'll almost always fit together, right? It's more rare when it doesn't. Ooh, she has such a pretty helmet. That's really cool. It's almost like a bird mask kind of thing going on. That's really neat. I like that. Alright, so let's see. The one we just built was this one. So, this is our other one. Yeah, she can totally just use that, right? That could 100% just be her arm. Okay, so that tells me that all of the arms are interchangeable. That's good. Are all the heads interchangeable? No, they are not. Interesting. Okay. Because this head has a neck post. Okay. So that one has a neck post. And like specific spots for the hair to fit onto the body. Fascinating. Okay. So while the arms are pretty much going to all be interchangeable, the heads are not. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now, does that mean they all don't have neck posts? Because this one doesn't have a neck post. Does this one have a neck post? Let's see. Alright, that one has like half a neck post. This one has a hole as well. Okay. So I wonder if the head that can fit on there can also fit on here. Maybe? No, it looks different. Interesting. Okay. So the heads are going to be unique, so you're going to only be able to use the heads it tells you. However, you can swap all of the shields and all of the weapons. Sweet. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. Okay. Nice. Well, on that case, we'll get these ladies all sorted out then. But yeah, I used to do a lot of like just open the box kind of unboxings. But I think if I build the models beforehand, it's probably going to be more informative, you know? So I think I'm going to start trying to do that when I can. Right, like when the schedule makes sense for it. Because sometimes the open the box unboxings I would do just because I was so excited to open the models, right? And I would pick them up like Saturday from the game store, and then you know, I'd do the unboxing so I could like really start working on them that evening or something, you know? That kind of thing. Alright. So this little add-on here for anyone that's not used to seeing historical miniatures is a command sprue add-on. It's very common in historical minis. So what ends up happening is they try not to put the command pieces on the regular sprue, because when they put them on a separate sprue, since you only need one per unit, it means you can put more stuff on the regular sprue. So it's actually really nice and handy that they do that. Because, you know, you only need one banner and one commander, you know, for like a unit of like 20 guys or whatever. So instead of wasting the space on every sprue that has like, say, 5 guys on it, and you wind up with 4 wasted copies, they give you one sprue of that. And then you have, you know, more space on those sprues for other weapons and bits and bobs and stuff. Okay, is this supposed to go around like that? Feels like it does. That feels more correct. Yes, okay. So if you get these, this cable or strap here wraps around to the back, and if you don't, it doesn't quite sit right. So there you go. But if you do, it fits right and feels right, which is the case with all this stuff from Conquest. Alright, I'm assuming she gets one of these arms. I'm assuming she gets 47, right? Yeah, 47. Okay, so, let's see. This is going to be our lady here. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue her arm on. Let it set for a minute. And then we're going to try to attach the hand to it. And we're going to attach the hand to the base. So we're going to have to wiggle it around a little while it's gluing. It's not going to be that bad, but I know some people don't like doing that. So, alright, here's that other spear we clipped out. Because I wanted to see if this one fit too. I wanted to double check. And it does. I actually like that one a lot, so we're going to use that one. So because the bottom here is going to touch the base, I'm going to put some glue on it so it can connect to the base. There we go. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and put this head on while we wait. It's kind of a shame they didn't make the heads completely swappable, because then you would have had just a crazy number of options on this sprue. Then. Oh, got a little bit of a gap there. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Hit it with the glue. Yeah, you can see that gap's there because I missed part of this sprue gate right there on the hip. That's why that's there. Yeah. Alright, and then this is going to be her banner. Because I think it's cool to have a banner for this unit. Like, that makes sense to me. Shit. Hand goes in like that. There we go. Okay, and then she's like holding the banner like all kind of off to the side a little bit. Okay, it's cool. We got that. Boop. Okay, we'll hold that and glue that for a minute and see what we can do. Yeah. Wow. I said we'll hold it for a minute and oh shit, no. I was like, man, it glued so quick. It didn't actually glue. Okay. Now we'll actually hold it for a minute. These ladies feel very like fancy to me, like the kind of unit that would be like a character procession. So I think them having a banner makes a lot of sense. I think in the rules of First Blood, you need a 6-man banner, or 6-man unit to have a banner, but I don't know 100%. Also, if you are going to play First Blood, and First Blood is an amazing game, so I highly recommend it, but I will offer one house rule that I think makes it a better game. You cannot take non-troop units in units of more than one. That would be my house rule for this game. If I was to be like, you should add a house rule, that's what it would be. And the reason for this is that you can make really tough to deal with Death Stars. And if you have these kind of like piecemeal hodgepodge lists, like what come from the Warband boxes, they're not very fun to play against a really big Death Star. So if you have a really specialized, like all my points are in like brutes or something kind of unit, and that unit has like a ton of wombo combos, your opponent's not going to have fun playing against that. So if you just house roll and say that people can only take non-troop units in units of one, they're going to have a much better time. Like, I think generally everyone will have a more fun time. And also, if you do take big monsters like that Rakaja I showed off, it makes them like as threatening as they appear on the table, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, oh my god, you spent that many points on your list for a giant monster. Like, it really feels like it has that reward to it. Without like allowing like crazy skewing. So some people don't mind the brute Death Star and cavalry Death Stars and stuff, but if I was to offer one house roll, that's the one I would offer. Let's see, she needs a shield. We'll do the shield. The other lady's also going to need a shield. So yeah. But besides that, I mean, I'm literally talking about like one issue with just like an insane, just like an insanely wonderful game. Like that's literally my only complaint about the game that can happen. Everything else I think has been wonderful. But I think like, you know, it's not like a situation where I'm like, oh, this is overpowered or that's underpowered or anything like that. I think literally just if you make that one change, like it becomes like one of the best skirmish games out there. Arguably the best like army scale skirmish game. I won't say like, because really this is a big skirmish game. This is not a small skirmish game. This is not like Frostgrave or a Dead Man's Hand, right? In Dead Man's Hand, you're going to have maybe 7 models. And this, you're probably going to have 30, 35 models on the table. Because really probably my favorite skirmish game, I really like Dead Man's Hand. It would probably actually be Dead Man's Hand if I'm completely honest. But if I had to pick, because I think a lot of the reason I really like Dead Man's Hand is because I really themed all my models and my terrain and like everything is themed to go together. You know, like my board matches, my models match, they all have a coherent theme. Like if I was to just go to a store and play a game with like a person, not like play a game on the channel with myself, I think probably my favorite one would be Dead Zone. I really like Dead Zone. It's very fun. Alright, 16 and 15. And if I'm not doing Dead Zone, I'd probably say OPR, Grimdark Firefight, because Grimdark Firefight is literally just a better version of Kill Team 2018, and I really liked Kill Team 2018. Kill Team 2018 was the first war game I played. I have a huge soft spot for it. Way less so for the new Kill Team. But man, Kill Team 2018, so good. So when you give me a better version of Kill Team 2018 for Grimdark Firefight, I'm going to be super excited. Man, you know what? I haven't played one of those like one of those like ones in the spaceship. I printed out that whole terrain set and painted it up and everything. I haven't played one of those in a long time. That sounds really fun. That sounds really, really fun, actually. Yeah. I'll have to do that soon. That sounds really good. The, like, Into the Dark ones. Because there's rules and stuff for that for one-page rules. So I'll have to do that. That sounds like a really good time. Alright. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Get some glue there in her neck hole. Put the head on there. Somehow, maybe? Does she look left? Is that how it's supposed to go? Yes. She's supposed to be looking right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Then we can figure out how to attach these shields. Okay. So, let's see. There's a hand on the shield. Oh man, this is going to be a pain in the ass. The shields are very heavy and their arms are very spindly. This is going to be a little frustrating. So there we go. Alright, so we're gonna crap. No. Like how I am like, oh, these models are good, they're great, and then I get to something that's super spindly, and it's just like, fuck! Yeah, because those shields are really heavy. No, you just fucking stay. Come on. Okay. And the hand goes on like that, and then I'm gonna sit it on the body a little bit at the bottom there, so that has kind of 2 points of contact to help hold the shield. Da-na-na-na! There she is. Alright, we got there in the end, team. Alright, let's sit her like that. It's because these ladies have such tiny shoulders. And then we're going to put some glue in the hand here, and then down on the bottom, just like that. Okay. And then, no, don't get stuck in my beard, stop. No, there's glue everywhere now. Glue apocalypse. And there she goes. Okay. That's definitely a position I want for this one. There's a real nicety of being able to do these like arm swaps. You can do all kinds of like cool custom positions and stuff. Like the body might be monopose, but you can really change how the rest of it looks. There we go. come on. Stop being such a pain in the tail. There we go. I'm having to like focus here, so I'm stopping talking. I'm just like, oh, gotta get the hands on right. There we go. Alright, there she goes, finally. That's a damn sweet looking model, though. Even if putting that shield on was a pain in the tail. That, like, owl helmet's really neat. That's super cool. So, yeah. 10 out of 10 on that. That one's really cool. And this is our other lady here. There she is. I think we'll try to turn that head a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there she is. Much more of like kind of like a defensive kind of standing guard pose. Is her head on right? Ah. Yes, it is. As I wiggle everything. Yep. So yeah. There she is. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one that we built, I really like the lady with the banner. That one's fantastic. We built this guy today. There he is. Creeping along werewolf action. I'm gonna get ya. And then we built the big old doggo. Ah, no. Come on. Stop. We built the big old doggo right there. The goodest boy. Yeah. So I think I'm going to call it there because it is 1 o'clock here in Hawaii and I am fucking hungry. So I'm going to get some lunch. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble about Pokemon. I hope that yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And you guys, if you enjoyed this, can come back and listen to that. Thank you for telling me about your Space Marine Sofa King. And yeah. Should be good. But I hope you guys have a good one, and